Hello lovelies, today is day 23 of 100 days of stocking something in my pantry, and today I've already done it before, but we're gonna do ghee. I'm gonna turn my butter into ghee. 1 cup equals 1 pound equals about 2 cups, and I got 10 pounds here of butter, so hopefully roughly about 20 cups of butter, of ghee I mean. It's really awesome because it can be shelf stable, I have a hard time saying that word, for a while actually. And we go through so much butter in this house. All of these up. Your best bet is to use grass-fed butter. I do not have that, but this will work just fine. I have unsalted butter. It's really good, and it is so healthy for you. And if you do have problems with dairy, definitely consult your doctor. I'm not a doctor, but it's supposed to be really not really. It's supposed to be gut friendly, like you're not supposed to have that big of an intolerance, because whenever you are making ghee, what's happening is you are baking off the water and you are separating the fatty solids, the liquids, with the milk solids. And so whenever you put it into your jar or whatever you're putting it into, you're leaving those milk solids out, and there's very little milk solids, if not none, left in your ghee. Makes everything just taste so much better as well. So before I only did 4 cups, so 2 pounds of butter, but I got 10 pounds here, so I just thought I'd make a whole night out of it, I suppose. I've preheated my oven to 250 degrees because you don't want to burn this, and it's going to go slow. So you're going to put it in the oven for about an hour and a half. So all I'm going to do is unwrap my butter. And I'm going to keep the parchment paper or whatever this is. Keep this because you can put it in the freezer in a Ziploc bag, and then you can use it to, like, whenever you're making like anything at all. Like you need to season a pan, or you need to grease it, you want to put some butter on top of some nice warm bread. Go ahead and keep these, and they're actually good for multiple uses, so that's even better. You're not using the butter that you could cook with. Instead, you're using the butter that you wouldn't have even thought about that's still on the wrapper. I'm just folding these as I go. So yeah, if I didn't clarify, that's actually how this is able to be shelf stable, is because you are taking those milk solids and the water is being evaporated off of it. And that is how this is shelf stable. You can can it, that is Rebel canning. I'm not going to can it, that just adds an extra step to my book. And I don't want that extra step. I got 3 dishes of full butter. I probably honestly could have just done 2 with this one and the bigger one. But, you know, I also don't want to like push the limits because I've never done in this pan before. And if I'm gonna work hard at it, like take the time out of my day, and then I don't want to waste it. One, that's resources that I'm gonna waste, and 2, I want to take really good care of it, make sure I'm doing it properly. So I got 3, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put these in my oven with the preheated oven at 250 degrees, and I'm gonna wait about an hour and a half for this to be done. Because another thing you're gonna want to take into consideration too is when you're taking this out of the oven and it's very liquidy and hot, and you're trying to keep the milk solids separated from the liquids, you're gonna want to not spill that. So that also helps me not spill. All right guys, that is honestly it. That's all the hands-on right now that there is. The rest is just waiting, and then more hands-on in a little bit. The longest part, the hardest part is waiting. That's like the longest. So I'm just gonna take my little wrappers and I'm gonna put them in with my other wrappers. And I just keep it in the freezer. Like I said in the last video, I really wish I would have remembered who I learned this trick from. Someone on the internet. So thank you, someone on the internet. And there's my butter. But I have a question. So I have been taking pictures of my pantry as I am filling it. That way you can see how little I started with all the way up to the big finale. Now, this is the question, because now I'm starting to question if I should do it. One thing is, whenever I lost a whole bunch of footage before, I lost quite a bit of footage. So I think I have like days 1 through like 8 maybe. Anyways, so I have those days that I put up on the shelf, and I could restart taking pictures now. Now the only thing is we have taken food off of that shelf in order to eat as well, so it won't be like the full thing. Obviously, because like it was my second video, I think so. Anyways, day 2, I canned a whole bunch of stock, made some bone broth, and that's pretty much almost gone already. So that's another little tip that I didn't realize how much broth we went through. So I have to make more broth more often. Maybe like a once a week type of deal. But, so there's always that option. Like, I continue to take the pictures and just say, forget about it. That's fine. We're just going to continue on. Another thing is when I started taking the pictures, I left all of my empty jars on there on the shelves, and so it's really hard to kind of tell on some things if there is anything in them or not. And so I don't know, you tell me, because it was going to be day 25 where I was going to do like this day 1 through 25, and every 25 days I was going to post it online. But really, we've just been eating at our shelf quite a bit, so like it also wouldn't justify everything, especially since I lost some of those pictures. You let me know. Like, I don't know. And at the end of it, I was thinking about doing a pantry tour. You let me know about that too. I don't know. So let me know. Some people asked in my videos how I eat some of my food. So I might also do some of those of how I'm eating out of my pantry. But this one is the ham and beans. Some of them didn't seal properly. I've been having a lot of problems with the lids, even from like, so I stocked up on a whole bunch of lids last year, and they're just not doing well. I have like Ball, I've had, is it Harvesters? One of those. I'm not good at names. Then there's also another one that I've used that I can't remember. Starts with the K. I don't know. I've had 4 different kinds of different lids. And I'm not good at name brands. It's just not my cup of tea for name brand stuff. And so I've been failing at all these lids. So if your lids are failing you, do not think it is you, because it probably isn't. I've never had this much seal failure before. And I know last year people were talking about the lids failing a lot. I just didn't get through all of my lids because I was doing lids from the year before as well. So now I'm at that point where I feel what they were feeling now. Like when I did my ham and beans and my meat subbing yesterday, I mean, I guess not yesterday, but I uploaded it yesterday because I had to get a new card reader to read it. But there was 6 jars that did not seal of my ham and beans. Actually 5 ham and beans, and then I think 1 stew. I don't remember, but I'm getting pretty disappointed. But anyways, this is how I'm eating these. They're perfectly fine, even 12 after 24 hours. Whenever I check them to make sure that the seal is done, if they have a pop to it, or it's not, it moves as I pop it, or it makes a noise that's very hollow sounding or a ping sound, I mean, I could recan them the next day, like restart and wipe it away and all that, but I'm not going to waste my time with that when I will eat these ham and beans. Actually, it's really helped me this week to just get some stuff done and just get the ham and beans because it's such high in protein. So, I don't know, it helps me get through my day. It's very, very good. It definitely would have tasted better with some broth or something, like the chicken broth, but it still tastes really good. All right, you know it's ready because the milk solids are all the way at the bottom. This line here, there's a clear line. Then the top is kind of browning, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna skim the top. All right, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna skim it. Do not tell my husband that I'm wearing his flannel. We'll just keep it a secret. All right, everyone, last time I used this one, it's just a fine mesh strainer here thing. I'm gonna go ahead and use the one that I'll use the big one first, and then to get the little spots, I'm gonna use this one second. Trial and error, because it is such a big area. So we're very gently, very carefully, just taking the top off. You want to be careful not to disturb the milk solids at the bottom. It smells so nutty flavor. It smells so good. Honestly, it could have gone a little longer perhaps, but it had already been in my oven for about 2.5 hours, just because it's such a large quantity. Yeah, this probably could have stayed a little longer, but it'll be all right. We're gonna keep going because it was getting pretty brown on the top, and you don't want to burn it. And nothing will go to waste. It will go to my cats and dogs as a little treat for them. Now I'm just going to take my jar because it's getting pretty close to being all the way done here, but I'm gonna try it a little differently this time. Make sure all the bottom is off. Place it on top, and I'm gonna go ahead and see. Put a ring on it. This is a clean ring, and then maybe I can filter it a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna take just a measuring spoon here, being very careful not to disturb the milk solids on the bottom. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see it. But there are some milk solids in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a sackcloth here. Take a tea towel, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and try and get as much of that as I possibly. There's not very much of the milk solids, but I want to make sure that this is the most sufficiently shelf stable. And this I feel like will go way faster than if I did it with like a coffee filter. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. I think it worked, you guys. Just drain those little drops in there. You guys, it's beautiful. Put a lid on it. I guess I should make sure all of the oil is off of it here. Oh. Put our lid on. There's our first one, you guys. Alright everyone, it is like 2:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna head off to bed. My memory card actually filled up all the way, and I didn't even realize that it was completely full. But nonetheless, it really doesn't matter. All you would have seen me was taking the just dipping it on out and putting it in the jars. Like, that's really all that there was. It did take, I would say about an hour and a half to do it all, and that's because like I was extra thorough and I was like running it through multiple times, just because I really want these to stay so shelf stable. I mean, look how beautiful this is, you guys. It's so nice. I was able to get 8 pints and 1 half pint, and the reason why I don't think I got all of it was because the big one could have went a little bit longer, and then also I spilt some, so you know, it happens. I'm not crying. So honestly, I'm gonna say that this was really good. So anyways, you ladies and gentlemen have a fabulous night, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.